I believe I've come a long way since the preliminary task in terms of editing, presenting, and overall professionalism. I was a lot more confident in the main task because I knew exactly what I wanted to do and how to do it. Of course, I encountered a few problems though. Editing 1. During the main task, I had to do a lot of editing. Because this bulletin was a lot larger than the original preliminary task, it was very easy to get confused at first. To help stop the confusion, I created multiple sound layers and labelled them correctly. I had one for the presenter voices, another for interlude music, another for vox pops, another for indents, and finally one for the sound bed. Doing this stopped a lot of confusion because I could clearly see what's what and where things need to go. We did all this because we understood the difference in scale that this bulletin was compared to our original prelim task. Editing 2. After listening to our preliminary bulletin, I realised that the sound bed was a bit too loud when compared to our voices. Because of this, I was very precise with the sound levels of the sound bed and our voices. I also chose a sound bed that wouldn't be too distracting for the audience. In the main task, I also added a lot more music into the bulletin. This was something I'd never done before, and I'm really happy where I ended up. I spent a lot of time finding the hip-hop music for our bulletin because it's very important to me. So this bulletin represented my love for music as well as the overall theme. Comparison to the preliminary task. After listening to myself in both the prelim and the main task, I noticed I spoke much more professionally in the main task. It was very obvious that I was reading off a sheet in the prelim task. We also used more codes and conventions in the main task, such as vox pops, a real interview, and stings. I'm a lot more happy with the main task. I put a lot more of myself into it than I did with the prelim task. I took control more in the task, and I took control more of this task than the preliminary task. The hardest thing for me in the preliminary task was sticking to the script and staying serious throughout the whole thing. I didn't have this problem at all in the main task. This could possibly be due to the fact that I wrote my own script and that I wasn't actually playing a character. I've learnt a really big amount from this course and my coursework. I'm now confident using multiple new technologies such as Audition and Premiere Pro. I also now know how to record data and edit from a dictaphone. I also learned how to take charge in a group, which is very important to me because there's only 2 people in the group, me and Lewis. I've also learned how to find non-copyrighted music from the internet and use it in Audition to create indents and sound beds. I also found out that making a local news bulletin is actually a lot harder than I originally thought, and a lot more work goes into it than I thought. At the start of the main task, we had quite a few problems auditioning Premiere. This is due to a lack of practice. It did not take us long to fix this, however, and we soon worked out how to use the programs. I'm now very confident in my ability to use the software. There's also a lot of internet problems which put us a fair amount behind at college. We had to work in our spare time to catch up and overcome this. We worked together in our own time and we got back on track. We also had difficulty with a time goal of 5 minutes, hence the reason we had to add an extra story into our bulletin at the last minute. That was the Betfred story. Overall, I'm really, really, really happy with how our main task turned out. I think it turned out much better than the preliminary task. I enjoyed taking control and doing a lot myself. This meant I was responsible for my own actions and that I could mould the bulletin to be exactly what I personally want. I'm really, really proud of my